If you think about Odell Owens, he is the embodiment of Cincinnati's change for the good.
I grew up in a section of the city called the West End. It was one of the poorest sections of Cincinnati, but it was a good neighborhood. I think sometimes people think that being a poor neighborhood may not be a good neighborhood. That just isn't true. My mother died when I was 11. She was about 29, 7 kids, 8 months to 13 years old, and so that took a real toll.
Here is a guy that grew up, essentially as an orphan in the West End, went on to be a pioneer in medicine and bringing families the joy of children. And he was obviously a trailblazer as one of the first ever African-American doctors to be in that field nationally.
Medicine was the vehicle to accomplish my goals of being an agent of social change. I had a case in Boston when I was at Harvard. Boston was a really racially charged city. A couple came in, and I went to say, okay, I need to examine your wife. He said, hell no, you're not going to examine my wife. And they got up and left. She was 35. She was experiencing a sense of a panic. Well, he came back with her and sat in the corner and just gave me angry-looking looks. But I got her pregnant, and they had a baby. Michael Odell Rowley. This is a man that will never use the N-word because I gave him something nobody else could give him. For me, each day that I practice medicine and can work for people to judge a person, as Dr. King says, by your character, the content of your character, not the content of your skin, then I'm fulfilling my social mission.
One thing you need to know about Dr. Owens, he always smells really good and he gives great hugs.
Oh, you're so sweet. That's why I love you.
You think about people who make a difference in the community in Cincinnati, and I think Odell's a great example of it. He has had so many roles in Cincinnati in so many different ways that he can influence the community as well as public policy. And he's done that for our board, and I know he's done that in Cincinnati in a big way.
After he had done medicine, he then decided to go into public service and work on reducing gun violence.
The Hampton County coroner was not about a great love of forensic science, but my platform, because you have to run, was the higher the graduation rate, the lower the homicide rate. Cincinnati at that time was going through a tremendous increase in homicides, and the city was really on the edge. My thought was always, it's education that's going to change that. And so I used the coroner's office as my platform, but also because I had a public health background, I wanted the coroner's office to be more about life than about death. So when people died, we would share why people were dying, so we hopefully change behaviors. So if someone died because they didn't have enough heat, we go public with that and say what a shame that is.
He had preached about the tragedy of gun violence as coroner. Then he decided to go to Cincinnati State and lift people up into the middle class. Then he became health commissioner and provided health care services to the lowest income residents of our city. It appears that he is a man for all seasons, and in each season finds a different way to allow people to meet their potential.
The sad part is some of the things I've been fighting for since college, I'm still fighting for. They may be better, but the issues still exist.
Always fires up a lot of controversy. Dr. Odell Owens, good to see you. How you doing?
Hey, Lincoln, great. Happy to be here.
Great to see you.
Another
Saturday.
Friday day.
My first reaction to learning that Odell Owens was being named a Great Living Cincinnati this year was, why did it take so long?
Odell, I can't think of anyone more deserving of this. Congratulations, very heartfelt, and thank you for all you've done for the bank and for our customers and employees.
It's the highest award you can get. It's recognition of not who you are, but what you represent. Sometimes people say, well, you've done all these different jobs. Well, everything I do is intentional. I don't do anything by accident. So when I go and speak to a group of young poor whites or poor black kids, my message to them is, I can do all these things because I got educated. You can do it. But the main thing I say to them is, never let your past dictate your future, but always make it a part of you. you die 2 times. You die the physical death, and you die the last time your name is mentioned. So you want to inspire people to go out and to give back and to live beyond the physical death.